And we are here. We are live. This is Fort Valley Boy Podcast. I am your host and moderator, Fabian Vicks, and we are got my guys with me on Sunday. You know what the deal is on Sundays. Got Ryan, Big Straw, Tony Pretty, Tony Arnold. Guys, what's up?
What's
What's up?
happening?
And on tonight's episode, we're gonna be talking about some NBA recapping. Who's the most disappointed team? The Suns look real. John Morant being John Morant, and we're gonna do a movie review on Heat. Great movie, 1995. We'll get into that in a little bit. But of course, Straw already said this. Where the music at? So let's go.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys.
As I said, well, this is the Fort Valley Boy Podcast. Of course, we're brought to you by Just for Men. You got a little gray in your hair, gray in your beard. Get Just for Men. Get that 6E3. That 6E3 will get you straight. All right, it's Just for Men. Also, we're on Sundays and Wednesdays. We're back after a little break, 9 p.m. on Sundays and Wednesdays. Just check us out on Wednesdays. You can find us on Facebook at Fort Valley Boy Podcast. Find us on YouTube at Fort Valley Boy Podcast. We're also sponsored by BuyNightShirt.com, Bernard Ingram, Fort Valley alumnus, and from Fort Valley. Great paraphernalia for your HBCU or Panhellenic 9 apparel. So go to BuyNightShirt.com, get your stuff. And also Horatio Major's favorite sponsor, Henny Coat, the dog liquor.
The dog, the lit dog.
The dog liquor. Guys, how's it been, man? How's your week?
Man, I had a good week, man. I had a good week. And I'm in so for those of y'all who don't know, I'm in distribution. So getting ready for that push, that peak season. Whenever you get in the holiday time, everybody wants it. So we getting ready for that. And as far as job wise, sports wise, good sports week, man. Good sports week.
Tony, your Bulldogs won yesterday. They looking good.
Yeah, man. Still a little bit sloppy. Some things that we definitely need to clean up as far as turnovers and stuff like that go down the stretch. But I can't complain, man. That's just me nitpicking. Definitely had a good game. We want the best for the dogs. We always want the best for our dogs.
Mm-hmm. All right, so if you already know, in my one last thing before we go, Black Panther, I'm gonna give it one last thing. We're not gonna give away anything because we know folks probably haven't got a chance to see it. We're just gonna say, well, I'll talk about it in my one last thing. Also gonna talk about my other podcast, Council Connection for Vic's. Gonna have Steve Sharp and Caroline Perry on. Gonna talk about that and a whole lot of different stuff. You want to listen to that? Check us out, anchor.fm/Fabian-Vicks for Council Connection. I'm going to talk about a little bit of NBA review. Side of Lakers sucking, and the Nets. Kyrie going to be Kyrie. Tony, Suns gonna do the thing this year, man, for real.
They look good, man. But I'm even though it's still early and not necessarily it may look like it right now. I'm still rolling with Golden State out the West though. But Phoenix definitely, what I'm saying, looking real good right now, looking real strong.
What about you, Ryan?
Man, the words load management already starting to kick in, I guess. Them Bucks, they still doing that thing. Man, I'm not disappointed in the Warriors. I just feel like some of that is just them being a little cautious and maybe they ain't playing as well simply because of the fact they know they got a long season to go and they know they can step on. They say some athletes can flip a switch, and maybe they feel like as a team they can flip a switch and just do what they can do, and then defend their belt, and do what they need to do. But like Tony said, it's a young season. Still loving what I'm seeing here in my way with the Grizzlies. So, yeah.
I'm still
And
riding
I
with the
wouldn't,
Bucks right now.
and I wouldn't be me if I ain't tell you Fabian Vicks. I told you about Portland.
Ain't David Lillard hurt right now?
I told you about Portland.
He hurt, right?
I
David
told you
Lillard.
about. I told you about Portland.
I got
Leave Chauncey
Jeff.
Billups alone.
I'm leaving Chauncey. I don't have a problem with Chauncey. I got other. We ain't gonna talk about Chauncey. He should be a head coach. I'd rather see him as a GM because I think he's doing a good job as
Oh,
coach. Don't get me wrong. I want him as a GM. I
I
ain't say
mean,
he
he
could
should
be a
have got.
coach.
He definitely should have got a GM gig a couple years ago. But that ain't happened. So I mean, he the coach, and he got them boys. He got them boys balling, man. It started last year when Dame and everybody were hurt. He got them young boys out there running and getting some playing time. All what you seeing now is a carryover from last year, and that's where a lot of people didn't peak.
Yeah, Anthony Simons.
The groundwork was laid last year when Damian Lillard took a year off.
Yeah, he had that abdominal injury that's been bothering him for years. So he finally took that time to actually get that taken care of and rest up. Anthony Simons, man, he is a gunner.
Mm-hmm.
I like his game. I like Anthony Simons now. Like I said a week or two ago, it's gonna be Yusuf Nurkic. It's gonna be the key. Your big guy. That's gonna be the key. But the one thing I like, Jeremy Grant. That was a great pickup in the offseason. To me, he wasted a year, 2 years of his career in Detroit. He should have never went to Detroit. Get the money. I get that. Get the bag. If you would have stayed in Denver, especially with Jamal Murray getting hurt, ain't no telling that could have been added scoring punch right there.
That's Horace Boy, or that's the other one.
I think that's the other one, Harvey Grant.
Harvey.
I think it's Harvey Grant. I'll look it up and make sure, but I think it's Harvey's boy. Yeah, we're Tony talking about Utah Jazz 10-4. That's shocking right there. I thought they were gonna take a year.
Yeah, that's the surprise of the season right now.
But that's all willingness and want to there. You lose your two biggest players, they going those the dogs that's out there. They 10-4 right now. Them the dogs. Them the ones that been on the clock and got a passion to play the game. Didn't have the biggest names. That's who you got out there now.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you think Danny Ainge is going to pull the plug on this and go ahead and tank the rest of the season, or he going to see where it's going to go?
Nah, he ain't going to pull no plug.
No, and Danny Ainge's old school in my opinion. He's old school. He won titles with the Celtics with Bird back when the game was a little more pure than what it is now. I don't see that. If they're winning, he's done that. Don't get me wrong. Danny Ainge has done some crazy stuff, but I don't see him pull the plug on this because he got some evidently he liked.
Yeah, so Will Hardy, to me, first year coach, came from Boston's tree under Ime Udoka. That's an early candidate for coach of the year. So it's Chauncey. We'll just see how those teams end up. I wouldn't bet against Chauncey not winning coach of the year. I wouldn't bet against that 9-4 after the way they went last year. But Will Hardy right now looks like the odds favorite this early in the season to be coach of the year. Phoenix Suns looking good. I think Chris Paul is hurt. I think I had that. But Devin Booker's if he's not starting the All-Star game, we have a problem. If he's not starting the All-Star game, we have a problem. Am I wrong with that?
No, you're not wrong on that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I agree with you there. He just got the only thing about him now, I need him to keep that up and keep that going through the season especially when it's time. When it's time, late season push into the playoffs, I need this same guy. That's all I'm saying. And it's going to be some load management, and I want to use that word quite a bit, but it's going to be some load management. But they missed out on it. Shoot, you in the finals, and then you just miss out on it. Man, come on. Then you don't make the playoffs the next year. Man, come on. Bring them if you got them. Bring them if you got 'em.
And we got the Western Conference up first. Like I said, Jazz, Blazers, Suns. Then the Nuggets are fourth, tied with the Suns, and they have that small tiebreaker, I believe, because they beat the Nuggets early in the year. Then Grizzlies are fifth. Mavericks are sixth right now. I'm shocked they're sixth right now with Luka and the Temptations. Pelicans are seven, Clippers are eight. The Thunder and the Spurs round out the top 10 for those play-in spots.
And that's what makes it so good, because I mean, like, look at the standings now. Standings, you 3.5. The Spurs are 3.5 games out of first. 3.5 games out of first. So we in a young season. They haven't played 15 games, but it's a young season. That's what makes this exciting. We can talk about it now, and we're gonna talk as close as we get to Christmas. It's gonna get more and more exciting. It just is.
Hey,
Just
while
looking at
you
this.
was scrolling and you was trying to get to that page, what was that LeBron tracker thing I saw? What the hell was that? I'm tracking his scoring march toward Kareem or something?
I'm guessing so. Let me go back to it because I don't think he's playing tonight. Where'd you see it at? So I just right there? Or was it something different?
I just when you were clicking on something, I saw something that said LeBron tracker.
Let me see. Let me zoom out a little bit. LeBron tracker. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. I didn't catch it. You caught it before I caught it, so it's. If I went to standings, was this right here? Standings? Nope. Those. There it is. Yeah,
What the
that's what you're
hell?
talking about. Yeah, they're just tracking his points to catch Kareem.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, he averaged 20 points a game. That's
what it say? I can't see it. What is
1,076 points to catch Kareem.
So
that
how?
you
Wait,
do.
okay. So is he number 2 already? Is he
Yeah,
already past Malone?
yeah,
Wow.
he been past Malone. Yeah,
Okay, so this is actually something we can actually talk about here.
yeah,
I mean it's supposed to happen this season, man.
yeah. 50. If you break it, let's say he averaged 20 points a game. If he averaged 20 points a game, that'd be 76, 53, 54 games. In 54 games right now, where he's at, that he'll catch Kareem. So 54 games. Now he's dealing with soft tissue injuries because of his age now. So it might take him to almost the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but about 50, we'll say 60 games. It'll take about 60 games for him to pass where he's at right now. 60 games. Anatole Shots producer, it brings up a good point. Kareem isn't happy about getting caught. I mean, who would be? You had a record for 38 years. I mean,
Yeah. Just do the Hank Aaron thing. Go on and set up the video so you can play. You don't have to be there.
you don't have to be there. Yeah,
no, Kareem's I don't really think that's it, man. I think Kareem's issue, is more so with how LeBron be acting, man. I don't really think I don't think it's because of that. The record.
You know what? It could be, but it could be old folks way too, Tony. I think it's got something to do with that, because how you don't see Kareem talking about this generation's game like that. You know what I mean? So, is he happy with the direction of the league? Is he happy with, the direction of the Lakers? Like Faye said, he done had this for 38 years, and now LeBron. And then they go Anatole. Anatole said Kareem doesn't care for him at all.
He doesn't. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think it's about the record.
Mm. So it must be that young boy. I think he.
No, I think it's just a generational thing.
I think you're right too. I think you're right on, spot on.
I just Kareem's always been like a recluse in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been more of a recluse.
Yeah,
And what?
he didn't. This is his personality. Hell, he been beefing with the Lakers.
Hmm. And the thing with Kareem though too, a lot some of these Gen X, not Gen X, these
Yeah,
Gen Z kids don't know what Kareem and Ali, Jim Brown, what they
There it
did for us
is.
in the '60s.
yeah, the
There it
thing,
is.
social activism and things of that nature. They did
There it
what they
is.
had to do, so LeBron James is in a position to do what he's doing. I get that. I get that.
And the thing with that is LeBron is to me, yeah, with the voter rights and the oppression and covert and overt racism at that time. I'm thinking I would say LeBron's impact is not as great as Kareem's, but the visibility is more with LeBron. Is that a fair point?
I think that's fair, but I also think in one way, on one hand it's fair, on the other hand it's I don't think it's fair because the issues and the blatant the you know what I'm saying, the issues are not and they're not in front of you like they were in those days. You know, one of the things that LeBron has done that nobody else has done, that man went out to Akron, Ohio, and made a school for folks. And that was huge news. He's doing it. He's just doing it in this way. In their time, when you talk about the Jim Browns, the Kareems, the Muhammad Ali, a lot of really social issues affecting all types of people, not just black people, but all types of people. It was blatant. It was in your face in them 50s and 60s and even the early 70s. It's not as much as it is today. But and on the other hand, I get his point.
I just like I said, I don't want to do the Hank Aaron. Don't do the Hank Aaron thing. I get it. It's a hallowed record. He broke it, albeit it was on the clear and the cream of the clear or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He still had to hit the baseball.
Yep.
He still had to hit it.
And I mean, as
And
far as LeBron goes, I mean, LeBron's been a model citizen, man. He's won gold medals. He's done everything that he can. He's never had really anything bad associated with him, like us say that. You know what I mean? That's not. If anybody was to get it, I guess I would rather for LeBron to get it. If anybody, he's been doing this for a long time. He was celebrated coming out of high school. I mean, yeah, give it to that guy.
yeah, I think Tony's gonna agree with me on this. If Jordan had retired twice, I think he be trying to pass Jordan.
Mm.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong on that?
I agree.
Yeah, because if you think most players 2,000 points a year, he retired for a year and a half, so 3,000, then took another year off, 2 years off from 98 to 2000, so 3,000, so 7,000, add on 7,000 to whatever Jordan had, which is 34, I think. So LeBron was gonna catch Jordan if Jordan would have retired. I'm like I said, I'm not a Jordan lover like that. I know I recognize he's the greatest player of all time, all that stuff, but I grew up with Magic. I just a Magic guy. But if Jordan would have not retired, I think he would have had close to 42,000 points, and I think LeBron was never going to catch that. So, but that's something he can control. That's something he can control because LeBron wasn't born until '84.
Right.
So that's something just something we want to. It is what it is. Here's Anatole again. He killed my Lakers. That's a social injustice. I'm gonna say this: if the Lakers would have went ahead and traded for Anthony Davis during LeBron's first season, they could have got that trade, given up lesser assets because the Pelicans didn't have a true GM. But that's neither here nor there. Just like I said, I don't want to talk about the Lakers on here. Don't want to talk about it.
We get into this every week. Get into this like for the past 3 weeks. We got into it. Let's get that dog while it's down.
That's a
Well,
sunken place.
well, I'm gonna kick a dog while it's down. They stuck. They where they supposed to be.
I told you what they were. They stink.
They,
Like
They
my
where
they
they
stink.
where they supposed to be.
They stink.
sir, sir.
Sir, they stink. All right. So Milwaukee looking good. The Heat is struggling. Shots. He's sideline reporter for us for the Heat. We're not gonna talk about them till Wednesday when he's back. But give me your most disappointing team. One team straw. One. We just need one from you. One
One.
disappointing team. One disappointing team in the NBA so far these first 15 games.
It's LA Lakers. LA Lakers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just finished. That's my most disappointing team. I'm disappointed.
You can look at the roster and tell they're disappointed. They ain't fair, but they stink. So okay, you got the Lakers. Who you got, Tony?
I mean, that's without question the Lakers. I don't really know if I should pick them. I don't really know if it's fair to pick them because I really didn't think they were gonna do much either anyway though.
Not with the roster.
If I had to take away the Lakers and pick somebody else, then maybe Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn or Philly.
Yeah, Philly's not even in the playoff picture. I had two, but I'm gonna give. I was gonna say Minnesota, but the only reason why I'm not picking Minnesota is because the Clippers are more disappointing because you're the deepest team in the NBA.
Mm.
You are the deepest team in the NBA. You could go 11 deep, but y'all only 7-6. You're only 7-6.
Well,
Yeah, Kawhi ain't played for like 2-3 games, right?
Yeah, but still,
How many games Kawhi they played? I get it. I get they deep. I'm not dismissing that fact. But I mean, how many games Kawhi played this year? About 3?
If that many, maybe 3. Yeah. And the thing about what folks don't realize, Kawhi Leonard is the poster child for low management. He is the post. If his body is not at 110%, he is not going to play. He's not going to play. If he's not all the way right, he's not going to play. And I get it, but I'm pulling it up now. Clippers. There we go. He's played in. That's his number. Let's click on this right here. He's played in 5 games. Played 5 games, and he's been coming off the bench for. Oh, no, these not bad. These are preseason games. I lied. 2 games. He's playing 2 games.
oh wow. Okay.
Playing,
Yeah, but somebody's not playing to their potential. So they got to play to their potential. They didn't play to their potential last year. So I mean, they need to get a big good mirror and take a look at themselves. Like Phil Collins, take a look at me now.
But like Strauss said a little while ago about San Antonio here, the Clippers ain't but 2.5 games out of first.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they still fine. It's young. Still young.
It's still young.
We ain't even a quarter way through the season yet.
You guys they're so deep. Now Minnesota, that was the worst trade in America, trading for Rudy Gobert and my Perkins boy. Gotta get Rudy Gobert. Yeah, we already talked about the Jazz. They 10-4. We were debating if they're gonna try to tank the rest of this year. Or they're gonna try to ride it out and see what they're gonna do, Anatole. So I think we all say they're gonna try to ride it out and see what they're gonna do. But the only name brand player on the team, they got Mike Conley and maybe Jordan Clarkson. So you can probably put in there.
Mike Conley just made his first All-Star team ever last year, and he wasn't gonna make the team until somebody else got hurt. And he played a lot of good basketball here in Memphis. A lot of good basketball. And for him to make his first All-Star team last year, it's really a travesty. But he's always been a good player to me. Except that now his first 2 or 3 years in the league, not so much. But now, yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah, I forgot about Sexton, Anatole. What he doing this year?
I'm pulling it up now. Sexton. I think he's coming off the bench. He's playing no more than like 26 minutes a game, and they
He
gave
coming
him an
off the
extension.
bench
He's coming off the bench. He's averaging like
behind Conley and Clarkson.
yeah, because
Wow.
he's not the most minutes that he played in the last 5 games is 28 minutes.
Hmm.
That's not starters minutes.
Wow.
So he's not even. Let me see how many games say he started. Not giving me any started. He's played in 14 games, averaging 21 minutes a game, 13.9 points. 38.6% from three though. So when he got hurt, that was a blessing for Darius Garland to have him shine, and that made him expendable. So, but Lauri Markkanen, a lot of folks, I think Lauri Markkanen is on that team also. Let me pull his numbers up. He's and a lot of people have not been using him. Let me make sure he should be. Yeah, Lauri Markkanen. Was a Bull, then went to the Cavs. Now he's with the Jazz. He's playing 33 minutes, giving them 22 and 8.
He is one of the unsung heroes of the league, Lauri Markkanen. I know he was out when he was with the Bulls the last couple of years. When he out like maybe a year and a half or something with an injury or something.
He averaged like 55, 58 games a year with the Bulls.
Okay.
In Cleveland, he played 61 games. He averaged 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, because he at one time before what's my guy, the slam dunk guy, for the Bulls.
LaVine.
Yeah,
You gotta be talking about LaVine.
Before he came bursting onto the scene, that was pretty much. I think that was pretty much all they had for a good little minute. But I'm glad he's doing it with his thing and actually helping the Jazz out. That's probably why it's it's a surprise. But if you look at it and peel back some of the layers of that onion, it shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah. Another player on one of your teams, Desmond Bane. He's looking real good. He's looking real smooth.
That's the real deal. I told you about that.
And with Desmond Bane, I believe he's I live in the darkness. I was born in it, right in it. Dark Knight Rises. Y'all don't get it. Folks that's watching don't get that reference, but let's see, Memphis Grizzlies. Let's pull him up right quick. Desmond Bane. He actually lost like close to 20 pounds this offseason because he said he felt a little heavy, had some back issues, lost 20 pounds, got down to 215. He's averaging 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Let me get his stats for 3. He's averaging 45.1% from 3 this year.
Well, I mean, what ticked him off, him losing that weight. When he couldn't, them last couple of games when they played Golden State and he couldn't contribute like he had been in the previous series, that did it for him. Now, Mike Conley Ja Morant sings his praises, the cows come home. And that is one of the best backcourts in the league right now. You can say what you want to say, you can talk about it, but they are one of the best. And if they can continue to stay healthy, this is the same thing I said when we were previewing the season. They can continue to stay healthy. I'm looking for something nice out of Memphis this year. And I'm talking about something nice.
Yeah, it's just I think when the Grizzlies were 5th, I believe, in the conference. So I just think when they get Jaren Jackson Jr. back, I think that's going to help them out a lot more this year. He hasn't played this year. He's been out. But yeah, they looking solid right now. It's just like I said, Tony Steele and Robert Golden State. They're right now. I think they were 13th in the conference. 13th. They're above the Lakers and above the Rockets. Well, like I said, I'm just not betting against Golden State right now. But the one thing that's scaring me about Golden State, Tony, is James Wiseman has been DMP CP CD. Coaching decision has why he hasn't played in the last couple games and just
And they didn't
they
want.
let
I don't know what's going on with. I don't know what's going on with him. But they didn't want. They didn't want to play a couple games. They ain't playing.
which
I don't
let,
know
let
what's
me
up.
go
I
back,
don't know what's up, Wise.
which list brings me to this point right here. I'm thinking I was in the mindset, yeah, Jordan Poole been a great revelation you got for them last year. Some folks were saying he should have took LaMelo.
Mm.
Took LaMelo with that second pick, and just and let Steph come on the ball a little bit more, especially with Clay being out. So Naruto saying him and Kaminga need to go to the G League. Yeah, they probably do. I mean,
They like Kaminga though. They like Kaminga though. They like him last year. The fans love Kaminga.
but he ain't no burn in the conference finals and the finals. No burn.
No, he didn't get licked.
But I ain't gonna tell Tony about the trade I told y'all about last week. So not gonna get
You gotta know you took. He saw it because it's in the group. You took a screenshot of it.
I missed it, man. What happened? What the hell you done did now, Fade?
It's a trade. Everybody, it's fair to everybody. Hold on, I still got the screenshot. I'm pulling it up now. Below. But I got a 3-team trade.
No, he can't look. He can't. He can't. He can't even get it out.
Yeah, yeah, it's a 3. It's a 3-team trade. It makes sense. Yeah, go ahead.
They went through in the trade generator.
Let's see. It's not showing.
Good.
I'll tell you what with the Kings, Lakers, and the Pacers. Kings, Lakers, and the Pacers. I would trade Harrison Barnes, Herter, and Anthony Davis to the Pacers. Trade Russell Westbrook to the Kings, and the Lakers would get De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, and Daniel Tice.
Man, go on to the next subject, man. On to the next subject.
Yo, go in the group, Tony, and just look at it. You just go in the group and just look at it and see exactly how it's set up. Because it wasn't bad. It just looked like somebody gets stuck with Russell Westbrook.
No, I mean that's pretty much how I took it, dude.
Saying Lakers need something.
That's pretty much how I took it, though, man. Just everybody straight, but the Kings,
Man,
they get stuck with Russell Westbrook, huh? And I like Westbrook. Y'all see Ballin since coming off the bench, right?
They say he is. I'm glad he is. About time.
From somebody.
And they still losing though, right?
That's a sign. I'm guessing my audio went out for that crazy trade. I'm guessing so. Can y'all hear me?
They still losing though, right?
I can hear you, Faye.
Y'all can't hear me.
Oh yeah, I hear you, Faye.
I hear you, Faye. We hear you. You probably can't hear us then.
Yeah. Okay, because I can't hear them. I can't hear them.
We can hear you.
Man, where our producer at tonight, man?
Well, I don't know where our producer at, man. Producer had a day off again. Producer had a day off. All right, that's enough NBA. That's enough NBA. Like I said, with 15 games, and we'll crank up. I'll have any dial up. Dial up is dead. So got jokes. And probably went in and out. So this one probably one of the most. We're gonna transition to movie rewind this week. We're gonna talk about Heat. Probably one of the most classic movies to date, made in 1995. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, all-star cast of folks in this movie, and And when we talked about this movie, like everybody like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that again, man. I'm like, just trying to give us your initial thoughts when you first watched this movie. What you thought about when you first watched it years ago, and what rewatched it again. What you was it still hit the same?
Honestly, I didn't get a chance to rewatch it, man. I done had a hectic past couple weeks, but I've seen this movie hundreds of times. It's easily one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So it won't. I can go off muscle memory and tell you about this movie. But when I first saw it, man, I was amped. I was really, really hyped. Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are two of my favorite actors. So to be able to see them in the same movie on the screen at the same time, because they was in Godfather before, but they were never on the screen at the same time in the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to be able to see them in the same scenes, man, it was definitely pretty dope, man. Really, 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 really good movie. Really good.
What was the other one they did together later? What was that? Righteous Kill.
Righteous Kill.
Mhm.
Righteous Kill. Yeah, that was a good movie too. That was a good one. What about you, Straw? What was your first reaction when you first saw this movie? And then
I'm gonna tell you, the thing was back in 90. This was back in 90. It had to be 95. It was in 96. And I had a roommate that used to get his. He's the guy. This is back when VHS was real heavy. So before DVDs really took over. So he had copies of everything you wanted. He was the DVD man, but he was the VHS man. And he kept telling me, he said, man, you need to watch this movie. I said, man, no, I'm good. So I watched something like Highlander, or I would watch Scarface. I watched that thing for the first time, and Fabe, I was telling you, I watched it for the first time last weekend. I feel like I wasted my time.
Whoa! Pump the brakes. Hold on, bro. Hold on, man.
Yeah, for the first time last.
You watched Heat for the first time last week.
And you wasting your time.
I watched it because I don't know why. It's just one of the movies that I never heard a lot about, and then I would see the box cover, and it would have Val Kilmer and have Pacino on there, and I was like, okay, it's okay. I might want to watch it. But now I feel like I wasted my time. I wasted all this time. I wasted part of my youth not watching this movie. But I was telling somebody today, and I was telling Fabe last week off the show, star-studded. I mean, you got names in that movie that's still resonant today. Of course, you got Pacino and De Niro, but then you got Danny Trejo, Natalie Portman, Ashley Judd. You even got my guy Bubba Gump in there for a quick minute. Man, I think it's right, and the story was right. Everything was just great on that movie. The production of it was good. Every scene seemed to set up another scene. Man, I'm
truly in shock with you right now, bro.
And I'm a TV guy.
I'm truly in shock with you right now, dude.
Too, make it so bad.
Listen, man, Heat is easily one of the top 5 movies ever, dude.
It's great.
Heat is that thing, man. He's that real deal, dude.
Look at the cast I got on the screen right here. Look at the cast. Al Pacino, De Niro, of course, Val Kilmer, best wishes to Val. John Voight. Tom Sizemore. Amy Brenneman.
Yeah. Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore. Dennis Haysbert.
Yes.
The Unit 24.
Yes. All-state guy. Man.
Hank Azaria, if you want to go down the list, you got William Fichtner. Who, if you don't know who William Fichtner, he played the quarterback and the guard in The Longest Yard, the remake with Adam Sandler. He's also was in Armageddon. Then,
Okay.
then a bunch of the other movies too. So
Yeah, he was.
um,
He was the main guard.
mhm.
I just watched Longest Yard today. Yep.
Black Hawk Down. He's in the movie Crash. Um, a bunch of other movies. I mean, I just I got his IMDb right now, so it's a bunch of credits on. He's been around the block a lot.
Yeah, I know it. I
So
know that face. You know him when you see him. Just one of them. He
yeah.
got one of them faces.
Don't forget he was in Dark Knight. He's the bank manager in the first scene with Joker.
Yep.
He was the bank manager in that scene. Folks don't realize that. That's a movie. That's another movie we need to look at too. Probably Dark Knight. Probably the greatest one of the greatest sequels ever. It's Godfather 2, of course. That's the greatest sequel. But we'll argue about that. Just looking at all this stuff right here: Black Hawk Down, Equilibrium, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, we don't have to have a debate on that one, man. I know I like some Batman and I like Godfather, but if they ain't on Empire Strikes Back level, we talking apples and oranges.
Yeah,
Empire
like
Strikes Back, in my opinion, is one of the greatest sequels of all time.
The original
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I still say Godfather. Godfather, Empire Strikes Back. Then you could put what other one I said, but just Godfather 2. Just think about it. Even it's so great. You had the chest. If you got the original DVDs for it, you got to literally stop what you're doing, get up, and change DVD.
But that's the first one too. That's the first one too. Because I remember when The Godfather came out, it came with 2 VHSs. 2 VHSs. You had you had to do it. But those are great movies, bro. Those are great movies. Different time, great movies. That's why I love this form, man. We got to continue to do the movies and the TV shows.
Yeah, Anatole, he talking about Uncle Jimmy. That's my dad. We call him Jim. They call him Jimmy. We have movies every Friday. He came home for it. It was bootleg or whatever. He have a movie. But the one thing about my dad, he love movie. He have a bootleg or something. I'm like, hey, you want this? Hey, look what it. And one thing about my dad, I can remember this. Whenever a movie came out, we go watch it. Like we watched Independence Day and Air Force One when it came out in that side. I know we talking about Heat. We're gonna get back to Heat in just a minute, y'all. We're gonna get back to Heat. But we watched both of them. I love Independence Day. Air Force One was good. My dad said he liked Air Force One, but he liked Independence Day. I'm like, how?
I ain't like Independence Day.
Why?
I just didn't.
Just didn't.
Matter of fact, I ain't gonna need. I only watched it once, dude. Never. One of the movies I never went back to attempt to watch again. Maybe I should. Maybe I get something different out of it. But
the second one was terrible. The second one was bad. Yeah, the second one was terrible.
First one was good because it was, I guess, in my opinion, with the first Independence Day, it just, I guess, how everything happened and the way that the story set up and everything. But it was good. It was good. If you were any kind of sci-fi guy, that's almost in the same line. If y'all remember in the early '80s, V, the miniseries V, it's the same type of thing brought to life. It's good though. It's good.
No, V was dope. V was dope. V was dope.
Yeah, V was good.
Independence Day. But I'm gonna rewatch it just on the strength of y'all. I'm gonna rewatch it because that's actually hitting home. Like I only watched that movie one time, and I never went back to even attempt to watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again just on the strength of y'all.
All right, now let's get to a couple questions about Heat. Me and Tony had talked about this a couple weeks ago. What was your favorite scene, most memorable scene from this movie? Go ahead, Tony.
I mean, first and foremost was the scene when they was in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
When they were chopping it up and both of them was paying their respects to each other as far as how they, giving each other props on how they move, but basically saying, hey, when it comes down to it though, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do my thing, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So definitely had some of that scene. And I mean, the shootout scene, man, that was action. That was an action scene, dude, that we had never been seen before on film. I think it was even like 20, 30 minutes long, dude. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was crazy, dude. So that shootout scene was really, really dope. When they robbed the bank, man, they got on the streets and they just went at it, dude. M16, ARs, you know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy, man. That was dope. So those two scenes definitely stood out in my mind.
The one thing I hate about that scene is it's real minor, but it's part of the movie. The one thing I hate about that, Dennis Haysbert, he didn't try to fry some chicken, man. He tried to flip some burgers. He tried to make some money to do right. Robert like, hey man, you good? You ready?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, after rob the bank, 5 minutes later, you know, holler at the man like, damn dog, you just try to flip a burger right quick.
Yeah, you see it later on as that goes away. You see the news. His girl gets the news in the bar, and you know, and that was something different. That was it.
He went back to he went back to what he knew though, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying that's all.
We got tired of getting defecated on. When you use the big word, so we can hold on to our sponsors. Got tired of getting defecated on because that man said, I'm a good grill man. And that man said, yeah, I got toilets you can clean and going like that. Man.
That's too big of a word. Too big of a word.
Okay.
What about you, Straw? What's your most memorable scene from that movie?
It moved so the conversation, of course. But the one where they were on the look like they was on the train yard, and first you see De Niro. I mean, you see De Niro and his crew there, and then the cops come in right behind them, and Pacino they figured it out, and he said, hey, I know what happened. We just got made. Smile, everybody.
Yeah.
Because they were so smart. They knew they was getting tails, so they lured them there so they could see who exactly was tailing them, put faces with names and stuff, so they would know be who on the lookout. That's what I'm saying. This movie, the way it moves so smart. It just moved really smart.
It was dope, man.
It was dope.
It was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got two. I think Tony knows what I'm about to go with. This very first 25 minutes of the movie, McKelly Williamson and Pacino going to meet the I guess it's informant of his at I guess it's a chop shop. I think I don't know. I think it's a chop shop. Where you was at, man? Where my info at? Hey, man, just if you fell in love, I can live with it. Feel love. Hey, man, I was gonna see man. Like, give me all you got. Give me all you got. That right there.
Pacino was an ass, man. He was an ass, dude.
I mean, that's one of them. Then the second scene, totally know where I'm gonna go with this one. When they go up to Vegas, way out their jurisdiction, meet Hank Azaria, and say, oh, man, I don't know why I messed with it. Because she had a great ass. When I think about a great ass, something come up out of me. Anything like that. I'm thinking like, I mean, just those two scenes. Those two scenes that did. I guess we the one that caught my eye too at the end of the movie when Val Kilmer was going. They set him up to go see Ashley Judd character, and she lied for him to get him to escape. She's like, no, that's not him. So he left, which would have, to me, that could have been an easy spinoff if they really want an easy sequel. If you really wanted one, it could have had a sequel, but it wouldn't have been as powerful as this one right here. I think you probably don't make a sequel off of that, but you could have did a
standalone. As long as nobody screw that up, it's a standalone. They got to let it. They don't mess it up like you messed up Oceans. Like I like Oceans 11, the remake with those guys with
Clooney
Clooney, and then they followed up behind that with Ocean's 12, which was, in my opinion, one of the worst ones. And they had to redeem it
with Ocean's 13 when that came back out, and that was somewhat of a redemption. But Ocean's 11 was the one. Ocean's 11 was the one. Don't miss
Yeah,
it.
and I know we get off in a little bit, but 13, I was hoping to get Catherine Zeta-Jones and Julia Roberts back, but I guess they didn't want to pay them for
Right.
pay them that worth.
Right.
So that's why they got Ellen Barkin from if you watch Animal Kingdom, she's very good at Animal Kingdom. So, but he, I mean, if I had to throw in one more scene from there, well, I think those are good scenes. And my favorite line in the movie, it's deep. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat
In
if you
30
feel the heat
seconds,
around the corner. If he ain't say so, he gonna spit his ball right now. Right
Hell
line
yeah.
right there.
Hell yeah.
And he's gonna
And
did
did it.
At the end, oh girl,
And then did it.
he did. But if Say Less was a scene, that was it right there. If Say Less was a scene,
He looked at him. She looked at him.
and when he went the other way,
That's what
She
it
like-
is. He was
like-
like, yo, I'm gone. For real, I'm gone.
you stay there, I'm gonna go here. You over down, I'm going in.
now one of the characters which I didn't realize their Joker was crazy as hell was Waingro. Waingro's character, he was.
Yeah, he was crazy. But I mean, and that's, I mean, he if he just didn't let that shit go, man, he had the money, man, was getting ready to dip. That shit was fucking with him, man. He couldn't let it go. But whipped the lack around. She like, what? She like, what? I got something I gotta do real quick.
Like, we about to get out of here. We got like, man. That I mean, Waingro character. I mean,
he was gone.
yeah, that
Pacino had threw his hands up. Was finna go home. For real. The shit's over with. They're long gone by now. You know, cussing everybody out the damn station. It was done, dude.
You had to go to the room. Had to go to the room. Boy.
now. I think last week when you was out last week, me and Straw talked about before we started the show. One character I could see being pulled out of the movie if he had to cut a character or a scene or two was Natalie Portman character.
Yeah.
I mean, no, man. I mean, I no. She had purpose.
I wanted to see if you're gonna keep her, I at least need one scene with the scumbag dad. I need at least one scene with him, with the scumbag dad. So we can go, because Al Pacino's character had so much affinity for her. Even though it was a failing marriage. It was a failing marriage that he was in. He had so much affinity for her. In the beginning of the movie, he's like, is he gonna really show up this time? Is he really gonna show up this time? And then, you know, he sees her on the street. They whip the car around and say, hey, jump in. Who are you waiting on? Yeah. And then when he finds her in the tub, dying, bleeding, he stopped what he was doing. After all that, he stopped what he was doing. He had just had the argument with the lady that brought whatever Ralph or whoever he was, you know, and he calls to find that. So yeah, man, I got to see that scumbag dad. I'm still looking for him.
Or another scene where he come back home and his wife was sleep with another guy. And he watching the TV.
Yeah.
My TV stand that joke and then threw that joke out the car when he drove down the street. That cold blood, man. Cold blood. Man.
And you see the homeless folk got up like, it was a good team.
It was a good team. That wasn't good. I mean, but yeah, a lot of folks don't realize Danny Trejo. I think for him, we started getting after. I think he literally did serve time in prison, if I remember correctly.
I
And
think that's the story with him. I think that's his story. That's part of his story.
and 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 in that movie, they use his real name, Trejo.
Mm-hmm.
You Trejo. I would love to see a little bit more of Trejo, just a little bit more, just a tad bit more of him. But he served, like I said, he served a purpose. And
He was the wheelman before. He was the wheelman right before.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the wheelman before they brought Dennis Haysbert in at the last moment.
Yeah, he got made out by Fitcher and old boy, the guy that had his henchman. If you don't recognize him, Henry Simmons, I think his name is. If you watch Sons of Anarchy season 2, imagine him bald headed.
Mm-hmm.
He was a skinhead that raped Gemma. If you ain't watched, if you
All right, that's another series we need to talk about, boy.
man,
You brought up the gym right there, boy.
dude,
I gotta watch them. So I watched the last season when me and my wife, when I was married at the time, she got me stuck on that the last couple of seasons, so I had to go back and watch that. I had to binge that one. But
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I know
Hell
it,
yeah.
I know it's good.
Hell yeah.
I remember
Hell
I think it was about 2012. I think me and my wife binged all 5 seasons in like maybe a month. It was on most of it was on Netflix. Then we had to go to Apple TV to get the 5th season because it wasn't released. We wanted to watch it that bad so we could get caught up for season 6. Then when season 6 came out, and then season 7, I'm like, man, that for those that ain't watched that, you had plenty of
I watched that in real time, dude. I'm watching that in real. That's one of them shows. It ain't many shows I watch in real time. That was one of them I was watching in real time, dude.
Yeah, we're watching season 6 and 7. We watched that in real time now. Of course, we DVR'd it, give it 20 minutes, so it skip through all the commercials. But yeah, that season 6 and season 7, boy, and folks, if you don't watch Mayans, watch Mayans. It's pretty good. It's it's slow the first couple episodes in season 1, but season 4,
the Mayans crunk too. I watched that in real time.
Yeah, we watched that in real
too.
That's a spinoff, right? That's a spinoff.
Yeah. They talk about trying to bring Jax back somehow. I'm like, it's gonna have to be a flashback before he died, though. Unless somehow by some miracle y'all gonna say he didn't die in that, get hit by the 18
dumbest ending to a show ever, dude.
To have him die by man.
Dumbest ending to a damn show ever, dude. I was so hurt.
Worse than Sopranos?
Hell yeah, worse than Sopranos.
I don't know about Sopranos.
I fought with the Sopranos. Don't get me wrong. I can kind of understand why people want what they want to really, really, really know. But I mean, I was cool with the Sopranos. I was cool with the Sopranos.
I like the way it ended because it left everything open ended.
Yeah, left it up to your interpretation.
It shouldn't have ended violently because I mean that's everybody's favorite guy. That's the guy.
Left up to your interpretation.
Right.
But Sons of Anarchy, dude. I'm not even finna get started, man.
Yeah, that I mean, I could understand it if he tried to rob the dude and then he got shot up, and both of them got shot up. That I could, my opportunity for I can live with that. I can accept that. but the dying the same way your dad died, though, the symbolism, that's what that was too. But the difference was though that Wayne was the one that killed Jackson's dad by driving one of those trucks into him.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they're trying to bring this tie that back in with the typing shadow from that part.
Dude,
so,
fuck that, man. That shit was dumb, man.
He should have went out of Blaze of Glory. I instead of just he took the easy way out and killed himself pretty much. It's like because he sacrificed himself because at the end I know like I said we talk about Heat, but we talk about how we do. He died, palms like this, like he's Jesus, and then the bread and the blood, like communion, like
terrible.
But yeah, Straw. You definitely need to go ahead and
I had to binge that one. I'm gonna have to binge.
You have 1 month. You have 1 month.
Gotcha. All right, I'm on the clock.
You got 13 episodes a season. You can do 3 to 4 episodes a day. January. We'll give you the January after the Christmas break.
January.
But once you start watching it, you're gonna like, hey, you might watch
Yeah,
the whole
you
season in a
gonna
day.
keep watching them. You gonna once you get started, you gonna keep watching though.
Okay. It's almost like Breaking Bad then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Breaking Bad might have had the most decent ending,
Yeah,
but
I felt the way the Breaking Bad end too.
but El Camino to me was the true ending of that series because Jesse El Camino would if you I'm gonna tell you why it fits. I'm gonna tell you
That
this
shit was
to me.
trash. That shit
No,
was trash.
if you watched Breaking Bad,
I watched it.
No. What I'm saying is, if you binged it and watched it all the way through, and then follow up right behind it with El Camino, it makes more sense.
I mean, but I fuck with Breaking Bad. I watched it, so I mean, I get it. I mean, it made sense, but it was still trash. It was trash.
It was too many. It didn't. It's a non sequitur. It's a non sequitur. Does not follow. It does not. It follows, but it does not. See, don't get me wrong. It tied up some loose ends, but it tied them up so vaguely. It's like, do you know if Walter's dead? And then here come the TV telling you that Walter's dead over here. You know what I mean? So basically, it's just like, okay, you could have called it El Camino, quote unquote, Jesse story, and ended it that way. If that's what it is, let me believe, okay, some kind of way you're gonna tell me what's happening on with his ex-wife, with his son. You know, do me that. Don't just, tell me it's Jesse's story. It's Jesse's story.
Yeah, I can see where you come from that point. So
that shit was trash, dude.
Well,
that shit was trash.
Hey, y'all watch Better Call Saul?
Oh yeah.
I watched the.
Hey, listen, I fuck with this TV thing, bro. I fuck with this TV thing. Better Call Saul was the shit too.
I got to catch up on Better Call Saul.
And that was a good ending too. Actually, believe it or not, I like the ending of that too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for Straw, but yeah, Jimmy redeemed himself in a sense.
And that was a better spinoff of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna ruin it for you like Fave said, Straw. But that definitely was a better spinoff.
Good deal.
And they talk about doing a Gus Fring spinoff. I'm like, hey man, we don't just leave it like it is. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't.
Yeah, they trying to get all the money because what's the guy that plays Gustavo?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, he is fireball red hot right now. I'm just saying he's in that. He's in I forget the name of that movie. Wasn't he in that movie with Denzel's son, New Amsterdam, or something like that, or Amsterdam or something like that? He's in that.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian 1 and season 1 and season 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Boys.
Yeah, so he's fireball.
Y'all watch The Boys on Amazon?
I got to watch The Boys. I heard it's great. Great. And I'm a superhero guy.
He in that too. And The Boys is another one of them shows that kind of started out a little bit slow. Well, I ain't gonna say it started out slow because it actually started off the hook, but I almost gave up on it. Gave up on it. My homegirl told me to keep watching, and I kept watching it, and I ended up falling in love with it.
I ain't gonna lie, I did give up on it after episode 4. If I'm falling asleep, like season 1, if I'm falling asleep on it,
I feel you. That's what I'm talking about. The first couple episodes, I'm like, but I kept watching, dude. And the Boys is the shit.
Yeah. One last thing before we get to our one last thing. Anatole said we got to do The Wire, which is classic. Everybody's seen it. I've seen it. I binged it like once or twice after I seen it. Initially watched it. Of course, Omar's gonna be everybody's favorite character, of course.
I got that. Oh, hell no.
Omar's not your favorite character?
No, Avon. That's my boy. I fuck with Avon, dude. I fuck with Avon. I'm a Barksdale dude, man.
Yeah, I like him. Stringer Bell though that he was a jackass and a cold-blooded joker until to the end of season 4,
But yeah,
episode
I actually
9.
got that on my list of things to go back and rewatch. I rewatched The Sopranos a couple of months ago. And what made me rewatch The Sopranos, they got a podcast, man, that's pretty dope.
Okay.
That I can't even think of their names, their real names right now, but Chris
Imperioli,
and
Michael
yeah,
Imperioli.
yeah, they do. And when they basically talk about every episode of The Sopranos, dude, it's just dope. It's a dope podcast, man. Talking Sopranos.
Yeah.
Sopranos. I'm gonna give them their plug. Talking Sopranos.
Did you see the movie? Because I want to see the movie.
Yeah, I saw it.
Was it good? Because they didn't. Okay.
Oh yeah, they were racist.
It was a lot of racist shit in there.
Yeah, very racist.
Was the first or second season Bokeem Woodbine was in there? Was trying to get the money, trying to get back the money from.
He was a rapper.
Yeah, but he was trying to get back some money from one of the Jewish guys that had protection from them.
Yeah.
And another show, I don't know if y'all seen it, even though it only got one season, Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You watched that? Oh yeah, okay.
I haven't watched that one, but I heard it's good. It's just different.
I fought that TV fade.
Yeah, I know. I fucks with it too. But Ryan, the book is. I haven't read the book, and if Misha Green would have got a chance to do season 2.
Yeah, I know, man.
So, but Ryan, go ahead. It's 10 episodes.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors breakout.
HBO Max.
Smollett.
HBO Max.
HBO Max is there.
Dope show, dude. Yeah, dope show.
It's gonna go totally different.
Can't believe that they're not making another season there, dude.
And they try to make her seem like she was the problem, and she wasn't the problem. It was HBO Max and the colonizers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. We're running a little late. You got one last thing before we go, Tony?
Man, not really, man. Other than shout out to people going out to vote. Last week in the midterms, man. Definitely an important election. Pleasantly surprised on how things turned out so far. It's not over with. My folks in Georgia, don't let Herschel Walker win the Senate, man.
Yeah, runoff in December. Get that vote in. Get that runoff
on my birthday. Runoff on my birthday. Don't let Herschel Walker win the Senate, man. Other than that, I don't have nothing else, man.
We got one last thing, Straw.
Just continue to exercise your right to vote. Like my guy Tony said. Also, man, just let's continue to be safe, be blessed, be kind, and ladies and gentlemen, always be good.
Yeah, my one last thing. If you ain't seen Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, just see it.
Dope movie.
Just take your box of tissue.
You cried, fake?
No, I'm just saying for those that might.
Yes, you did, man.
I did.
You ain't gotta lie, man.
I did cry. I didn't cry the movie. Now I'm gonna lie. The trailer, when they first released the trailer, and they showed T'Challa through that Joker. Now my eyes were hurting, but they were crying. they were hurting, but it just seeing a live hero that wasn't just just thrown in the people for the culture. This go see it. Like I said, we're gonna talk.
Definitely for the culture, man. Definitely for the culture.
Ryan Coogler, man, because he did not want to do this film. When Chadwick died, Ryan Coogler did not want to do this film. So it came from a I'm sure, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it came from a really, really good place. Really good place.
Wakanda Forever.
My cousin just throw shade any chance to
I
get at
see
me.
him, boy. I see him.
59-3, cuz 59-3. 59-3. That's our show for tonight, guys. We're gonna we'll see you on Wednesday. We back with the guys. We got a lot to talk about. LSU going to the SEC championship. We're gonna play against the Bulldogs. Can they cause chaos? We're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna talk about the Bills and Minnesota. Buffalo, you had one job.
But that was the best. That was the game of the year, dude.
That was a game of the year.
Justin Jefferson had the catch of the year.
And I hate I missed it too, man. Dang, I had to go, but I had to see Black Panther. That took precedent. I ain't gonna lie.
Patrick Gibson sure he still got a little young boy in him, don't he? That man's still working, Patrick.
But boy, 2 picks in the red zone.
Man,
who?
Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson. Ooh, he's about 57.
Hey, Faye, I get
I missed the game.
You getting your Wakanda on, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, boy, you missed one today. That was a good ass game, boy. That was a good ass game.
137 years old, Faye. He's 137 years old.
Rocket Majah was 97. He beat Joe Lewis's ass. That's a movie we gotta. That's a movie we gotta talk about right now.
That's right. He did whip Joe Lewis' ass.
Fuck you, and fuck you.
Every time somebody start talking about Joe Lewis, white man gotta bring up
that's definitely be a movie. I can do that on Must Remember right there too.
Oh yeah.
We want to thank you for watching our show tonight. Of course, you know we're sponsored by Hennessy, the dark liquor. Also, you can find us on YouTube, find us on Facebook. We'll holler at you. We out.
Peace, fella.